Hello, so welcome back. So today this is the electrochemistry chapter. It's nearly now ending of the chapter. In this class today I will discuss the relationship between the molar conductance and equivalent conductance, and I will discuss a bit about the corrosion and about the sacrificial anode method. Okay, this corrosion topic is a theoretical topic. I will discuss a bit about it. After discussing, please you refer once from your textbook or from any other reference book. Clear? And after this we will go with the exercise. There are certain numericals in the exercise I will do in the next video. Okay, so today we will start the problem based on the relationship between lambda m and lambda e. So first, capital lambda m equal to what? K1000 upon C. Yes or no? And lambda e equal to what? K1000 upon n. Clear? Now if I do lambda m upon lambda equivalent, suppose, so what I will get here k into 1000 upon c divided by k into 1000 upon n. So what you will get? You get here k into 1000 upon c into n by k into 1000. K1000 get cancelled and get the answer by n by c. That is normality upon molarity. Or in some book they have written here instead of c they have written here m also. So one and same. So therefore what I write down here, lambda m by lambda eq. Now if you see, normality means what? Weight upon equivalent weight into volume of solution in liters. Molarity means what? Weight upon molecular weight into volume of solution in liters. So weight upon equivalent weight into volume of solution in liters multiplied by molecular weight, the volume of solution in liters upon weight. Weight get cancelled, volume in liters get cancelled. So now this is what? Molecular weight, yes or no? So molecular weight upon, this is something but molecular weight, okay, upon equivalent weight. So molecular weight means what? Weight upon molecular weight upon molecular weight, yes or no? So this is nothing but what? Molecular weight. This is molecular weight, and equivalent weight means what? Molecular weight upon number of electron transfer, and that we say as a x factor. So we say as a x. Clear? So now what happens here? This molecular weight get cancelled and I get the answer as what? X. So final solution is, that is lambda m by lambda eq equal to what? Factor x. This x is nothing but what? For chapter number 1, you know, either this x is acidity or basicity, or we can say number of electron transfer. Okay? Number of electron transfer here. Clear this part? So we got one formula, that is lambda m by lambda eq equal to x. Now if you put here infinity, so here also will be infinity, one and same. Clear? So I got one formula, that is lambda m by lambda eq, that is lambda at infinite dilution by equivalent weight at infinite dilution equal to what? X, and x is nothing but what? Number of electron transfer, or we can say acidity or basicity. You know this all. Okay? In NOH, what is the basicity? OH minus, that is 1. And in acid, you know H2SO4, the basicity is 2. In acid you see number of H plus, in base you see OH minus. In any other ion you see number of ion, that is the number of electron transfer, that is they are equal to their charge. Or we can say this x is nothing but what? Number of charge. Clear? So we will solve now this problem. Please copy out this. Clear? Take a screenshot. Okay. This derivation no one will ask in the exam. Just it's for your knowledge, so that you can understand how this formula has come. Lambda m by lambda eq equal to x. Now see here. So first question is lambda m infinity of mg plus 2 is equal to x, and lambda molar conductance at infinite dilution is of SO4 2 minus is equal to y. Clear? Then you have to find the lambda equivalent infinity for MgSO4. Clear? See here students, they have given the molar conductance and they ask you to find what? Lambda EQ. Clear? And you know the relation between that, the lambda m by lambda eq equal to x, or I can write like this also, lambda eq at infinity equal to lambda m infinity by x. I have derived from this only, no? Lambda m by lambda eq equal to x, but I need what? Lambda eq. So lambda eq will go here and x will come here. So lambda m by x. X is something called what? Number of electron transfer. So what I will write down here? I will write down here lambda eq infinity mg plus 2 plus lambda eq infinity SO4 2 minus. Now see here students, lambda m infinity mg SO4 if it is given. So what I will write down? We have done, no, this Euler's law. Yes or no? We have done, no? That is lambda m mg plus 2 and lambda m SO4 2 minus. Then we were used to see number of ions. So what is the number of ions here? 1. So here 1, here 1, here 1. But in lambda eq do not see the number of ions. In lambda eq we should not see the number of ions. Okay, so please remember this. In only molar conductance we should see the number of ions, and number of ions should be multiplied. Whereas in equivalent conductance, number of ions should not be seen and should not be multiplied. So please remember this. Okay, now see here. What is the formula for lambda eq? That is lambda m infinity of mg plus 2 by x plus lambda eq of SO4 2 minus, that is lambda m infinity for SO4 2 minus by x. What is the value for lambda m mg plus 2? They have given x. X means what? Number of electron transfer. So what is the number of electron transfer in magnesium? 2. So x by 2. Lambda m SO4 2 minus, what is the value they have given? They have given y. Y. And x is nothing but what? X is nothing but number of charge. So what is the charge on the sulfate? That is 2. Clear? So answer will be what? 2 will be the LCM, x plus y by 2. So this is the answer for lambda eq at infinity for MgSO4. In this way you have to solve. Chalo, write down this. Clear? Take a screenshot. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Then I'll go to the next. Now see you. Next question says lambda m infinity for Ca plus 2 is equal to A, and lambda m infinity for PO4 3 minus is equal to B. Okay, then you have to calculate lambda eq infinity for Ca3 PO4 twice. Now see here. Okay, now please see here. Here lambda eq they have given for Ca3 PO4 twice. So when you crack Ca3 PO4 twice, you get the answer as Ca plus 2 and PO4 3 minus. Yes or no? So lambda eq infinity Ca plus 2 plus lambda eq infinity PO4 3 minus. Please do not multiply with the number of ions. The multiplication with number of ions is only possible in molar conductance. Suppose if I write down like this, lambda m infinity Ca3 PO4 twice. Now what the answer will be this? So answer will be lambda m infinity Ca plus 2 plus lambda m infinity PO4 3 minus. Now this is molar conductance. If it is a molar conductance, you have to multiply with the number of atoms. What is the number of atoms? You have calcium 3. So your answer will come here 3. What is the number of phosphate ion full? 2. So here 2. See the difference. In lambda eq just sum of their ions. But in molar conductance, sum of their ions plus we have to multiply what? You have to multiply the number of cation and anion. So see here I have multiplied here, number of cation was 3 and number of anion was 2. So I have multiplied here, but in EQ I have not multiplied. So please, this is the basic difference you have to remember. In molar conductance only you have to multiply. In equivalent conductor you should not multiply. Clear this part? I hope you remember. So now see here. So lambda eq equal to Ca3 PO4 twice equal to lambda eq infinity Ca plus 2 and lambda eq infinity PO4 3 minus. Now what can be the formula for in terms of lambda m? So lambda eq equal to what? Lambda m infinity. So lambda m infinity of Ca plus 2 divided by what? X. X is nothing but what? Number of charge. What is the charge here? 2 means 2 here. Similarly lambda eq, that is lambda m infinity by PO4 3 minus. So what is the charge of PO4 3 minus? 3 charge. So here 3. Now in the question they have given lambda m Ca plus 2 how much? A. So A by 2 plus PO4 3 minus how much? B. So B by 3. So if you multiply here 6. So 3s are 2s are 3A plus 2B will be your answer. Please copy out it. Or you can take a screenshot. Please remember the number of ions should be multiplied The number of cation and anion should be multiplied only in molar conductance, not in equivalent conductance. To calculate the equivalent conductance, you have to use this relation. Clear? I hope you have taken the screenshot. We will solve the next problem. And the next problem is, please check it out. They are given lambda m infinity for NH4 plus equal to 200 Siemens centimeter square mole inverse. Lambda m infinity Al plus 3. They have given this value as 300 Siemens centimeter square mole inverse. And lambda Eq infinity they have given SO4 2 minus equal to 125 Siemens centimeter square per equivalent. Clear this, girls? Okay. Now next they ask you to find lambda m infinity Al plus 3. Then ask you to find lambda E equivalent conductance for Al2 SO4 thrice. See here, this is a small lambda because they are written for ions. Clear? And this is a capital lambda because they are written for complete salt. Okay, for complete electrolyte. And I have discussed this everything in the previous topics. Third, they also ask you to calculate molar conductance at infinite dilution for NH4 twice SO4. Understand this topic. Now see here. Same relationship. So first we will see here. What we will see? We will see this lambda, this first. So you know that lambda m infinity Al plus 3 equal to what? Here lambda m Al plus 3 they have given molar conductance. Sorry, this question is for equivalent conductance. Okay, you have to calculate equivalent conductance of Al plus 3. Sorry, you have to calculate equivalent conductance of Al plus 3. You have to calculate equivalent conductance for Al2 SO4 thrice and molar conductance for NH4 twice SO4. Clear? So you have to calculate lambda Eq infinity for Al plus 3. Now you know the relation. So lambda Eq infinity will be equal to what? Lambda m infinity by number of ions or number of charge. So lambda Eq Al plus 3 means lambda m infinity of Al plus 3 divided by number of charge. What is the number of charge? 3. So what is lambda m infinity for Al plus 3? That is 300 divided by 3. The answer will be what? 100 Siemens centimeter square per equivalent, because it is for equivalent. That's why per equivalent. If it was for molar conductance, per mole. Equivalent conductance, per equivalent. Clear this part? Okay. So next question they want, that is molar conductance of NH4 twice SO4. So third, now see here. Molar conductance of NH4 twice SO4. Now please check it out. So we have to calculate for the molar conductance, and you know in molar conductance number of ions should be multiplied. So see here now, NH4 twice SO4. So if you crack it, you get NH4 plus and you get SO4 minus 2. So what you get the answer? You get lambda m infinity NH4 plus lambda m infinity SO4 2 minus. Now this is the molar conductance, so number of ions should be multiplied. What is the number of ions of NH4? 2 here. So here 2. What is the number of ions here of SO4? Here 1, means here 1. Clear? Now see here. Molar conductance of NH4, how much they have given? So they have given 200. So 2 into 200 plus molar conductance of SO4 2 minus. So they have not given molar conductance of SO4 2 minus. They have given the equivalent conductance of SO4 2 minus. But we know the formula. That is the molar conductance by equivalent conductance equal to X. Now I need what? I want the molar conductance formula. Okay. So what I will do? I can write like this also. That is molar conductance equal to what? That is, so if I want to convert this into equivalent conductance, then how I will convert? So you know that molar equivalent conductance means what? Lambda m by X. Equivalent conductance means what? Lambda m by X. Yes or no? So this is the equivalent conductance. So I can write like this, lambda m by 2 for SO4 2 minus. Because lambda Eq equal to what? Lambda m by 2. So lambda Eq equal to lambda m by X factor. So lambda Eq of SO4 2 minus is equal to lambda m of SO4 2 minus by X factor is here 2. So this value for lambda m SO4 2 minus by 2. So this value is lambda Eq and this value is also lambda m SO4 2 minus by 2. But here I required what? I required only lambda m infinity. So only if I want lambda m here, so these two will get multiplied, no? So these two will get multiplied. So what answer I will get? I will get here 125 into 2. See here, this is, I know this is a bit confusion. See here. This is the value they have given, equivalent conductance for sulfate ion they have given. But equivalent conductance is nothing but what? Molar conductance by number of charge. So I can write like this. This equivalent conductance is nothing but what? Molar conductance by number of charge. What is the number of charge here? 2. And for what? For SO4 2 minus only. So this 125 is equal to lambda EQ SO4 2 minus, and this 125 is also equal to lambda m SO4 2 minus by 2. But I need only what? Lambda m SO4 2 minus. I need what? Lambda m SO4 2 minus only. So this 2 will get multiplied by 125, so that I can get lambda m infinity SO4 2 minus. That's why I have multiplied by 2 here. So I will get here answer 400 plus answer I will get here 2 into 125, that is 2 5s are 10, 5 250. So answer will be 650. And I need what? Molar conductance means Siemens centimeter square mole inverse. Clear this part? Fourth topic. Fourth they required what? Nothing they required. So fourth don't we have only. So these are your answers. Understood? See here lambda m infinity for NH4 twice SO4 means lambda m NH4 plus lambda m SO4 2 minus. Molar conductance means number of ions should be multiplied. I have multiplied here. Here I need only lambda m SO4 2 minus. But the question has given the lambda EQ of SO4 2 minus. How to convert into lambda m SO4 2 minus? With this relation. Lambda EQ equal to lambda m by number of charge. So lambda EQ equal to lambda m by number of charge. What is the number of charge of SO4 2 minus? 2 charge. So this 125 is equal to lambda EQ, and this 125 is also equal to lambda m SO4 2 minus by 2. But I need only lambda m SO4 2 minus only I required. So these two will multiply with this. So I get here lambda m SO4 2 minus is equal to what? 125 into 2, and I will multiply. So I got this answer. So in this way, if the questions are coming in mixing, you can solve. And understood this relation, that is lambda m by lambda EQ equal to what? Is equal to x. So here your most of the topic is getting covered. Now see here next. I hope you have just taken the screenshot. Now the last topic, that is corrosion. So what do you mean by corrosion? First point. Corrosion means what? Corrosion means nothing but the deterioration of metal. Deterioration of metal due to contact with moisture or acid. Moisture or acid. Due to coming in contact with moisture or acid. See, you know, if you take a fresh piece of iron, this fresh piece of iron will be grey in color. Okay, after 6 or 7 months or 2 months or 1 year, you will see that fresh piece of silver color of iron will start to slowly form a what? They will start to slowly form a brown in color. Means this iron is getting rust. This iron is getting what? Rust. Why it is getting rust? Because this iron, it is outside and it is reacting with moisture and water. That is, it is oxygen. Moisture means what? Air containing minute droplets of water, and forms a what? They form a rust, that is Fe2O3 into XH2O. So this they forms, and this is nothing but a what? Rust. Okay, so you see the brown color particles or brown color, some kind of a powder on the railings of the iron. So you say this iron is getting into rusting. So this process is known as a what? Corrosion. Corrosion is nothing but a what? Deterioration of metal. Metal is getting exhaust. Why? Because it is reacting with some other like acid, HCl, and they start to oxidize. If any metal starts to get oxidized because of getting oxidation of oxygen, so they form their oxide, and when they form their oxide, this process we say as a rusting or we say as a corrosion. Now, how to prevent this corrosion? So it is very simple. To prevent from the corrosion, we are using some paint, we are applying the paint, and we are using with some, we are covering with the oil film we are putting, sometimes we are putting the waxing. And here in your book there is one method, that is sacrificial anode method. Which method? Sacrificial anode. Sorry. Sacrificial anode method. Means what? we have to discuss this. It's a very small topic and very interesting. Clear? I will take one example of before this we'll understand what do you mean by galvanizing. We'll understand what galvanizing. Now what do you mean by galvanizing means depositing of zinc layer on iron particles, on iron or you can say depositing of a zinc layer on iron rods or iron particles or iron substance, any iron articles, you can say iron articles. Okay, why you are doing so? Because see, iron is a very prone to the corrosion fast. So when I take this iron, suppose this is an iron, and if I start to deposit the zinc layer here by electrochemical process, okay, so what happen? This is my zinc layer, inside there is an iron. So whenever the air contact will come, air or water, this atmosphere, this air or you say water, it is H2O, this zinc will start to corrode. This zinc will start to corrode. This zinc will undergo corrosion, but inside my iron is saved. So this process is known as what? Galvanizing. So why I am depositing zinc layer on an iron article? So that my iron article is not corroded, it gets saved and is used for the longer time. Okay, instead zinc is corroded. Okay, now what happened? What is meant by sacrificial anode method? We will see this. See what happens. Suppose I am taking one iron article, I am taking one iron rod and I am depositing here zinc layer. So this is my zinc layer. Okay, this is my zinc layer. By somehow this layer got broken. This layer got broken here. This layer got broken here. And this iron rod is now open to the atmosphere. Suppose this is my zinc layer outside and this is my iron rod. By somehow this layer got broken and inside iron is exposed to the atmosphere. Now what happens? When air will come or water will come, it will react with this zinc also and will react with this iron also. Now what do you think? This iron will start to rust? No, iron will not start to rust. Why? Because you know that zinc is more reactive than iron. Yes or no? Zinc is more reactive than iron. So now here electrochemical cell will develop. Why? When zinc is more reactive than iron, so zinc will act as anode and iron will act as cathode. Yes or no? Clear? Now what happens? Now see here, this zinc has been broken somehow. So what happens? Atmosphere is there, oxygen is also there, atmosphere moisture is also there. So this moisture and oxygen will react with this zinc layer also and this open piece of iron. Now we think that this iron will also start to rust, but iron will not rust. Why? Because you have to understand this logic, that is, we have here zinc, we have here iron. So zinc is more reactive than iron. So when zinc is more, according to electrochemical series, when zinc is more reactive than iron, so zinc will act as anode and iron will act as a cathode. So when zinc is acting as an anode, it will start to lose the electron. It will start to lose the electron, and iron will start to gain the electron because it is a cathode. So Fe. So what happens here? Zn plus Fe plus 2 forms what? Zn plus 2 plus Fe. Now if you see in the product side, Zn is forming their ions and Fe is as it is. If you have to see the product side. So here Zn is forming its ion and Fe is as it is. Means one who forms the ions, they will rust. One who does not form ion, they will remain as it is. So we have seen that Zn is forming its ion and Fe remains as it is. Means zinc is starting to get rust. So when if this piece is broken, zinc is only getting rust. Iron is not getting rust. Iron is saved. So who is rusting? Zinc. For whom he is rusting? Iron. Yes or no? Zinc is getting rust to save whom? For iron. Means zinc is giving its sacrifice. Zinc is giving its sacrifice for saving iron. That's why we say as a sacrificial anode method, because zinc is at anode. Who is getting rusted here? Zinc is getting rusted. To save what? To save iron. Means zinc is giving sacrifice. Zinc is at which place? Anode. That's why we say as a sacrificial anode method. To save cathode, anode is giving sacrifice in this way. So now in this position also, iron will not get rust. If the zinc small pieces are also broken, then also zinc only will rust to save what? Iron. So this method is known as a what? Sacrificial anode method. Now we will see again once more. See, you know big ships. Okay, now see here. What happens? You know big ships are there. I have a bit less time, that's why I am speaking very fast. This big ship, and you know this big ship are always in the sea water, and they are 24/7 with the sea water, and their dissolved salts are there. Means they will get rust very fast. But ship is not getting rust very fast. It will go for very long time. Why? Now see here. This zinc is made up of an iron, suppose, or we can say some parts of iron. Suppose we say this ship is made up of an iron. Suppose. Now what do? We put here some small magnesium pieces. Okay. We put here what? Magnesium pieces. You can see some videos in the YouTube, it is available. We attach small magnesium pieces in all over the ship. Okay. And this ship is made up of an iron. If you see the electrochemical series, this magnesium is more reactive than iron. Yes or no? This, if you see the reactivity series, this magnesium is more reactive than iron. So what happens? Here electrochemical cell is developed. Now here magnesium is more reactive than iron. Means magnesium will act as anode because it is more reactive, and iron will act as cathode. So what happens? Magnesium starts to lose the electron, Mg plus 2 electron, and iron will start to gain the electron, Fe. If you cut 2, you see in product side, whatever in the reactant side, if you see in the product side, in production we get Mg plus 2 plus Fe. Now see here we were used to have two metals, one was Fe and one was Mg. See the product side was Mg plus 2 and Fe. So this magnesium is forming its ion, and one who forms its ion will get rust, and Fe is as it is. So Fe remains as it is, but magnesium is forming its ion, and one who forms its ion, it will rust. Means here magnesium is getting rust to save what? To this iron. So magnesium is giving sacrifice to save this iron. Now magnesium is on what? On anode. So this method we say as a sacrificial anode method. Anode metal is giving sacrifice to save the cathode metal. You can see here this magnesium is forming its ion. When this magnesium is forming its ion, will start to rust. So here this magnesium will get rust, and this Fe remains as it is. Means Fe is not getting rusting in the product side. Magnesium is only forming ion. One who forms ion forms rust. Means magnesium is getting rusted to save what? To save iron. Iron remains as it is. Magnesium is at anode. So this process we say as a sacrificial anode method, because the metal which is at anode gives sacrifice to save what? Cathode. So this method we say as a sacrificial anode method. You can see number of videos are available in the YouTube. You can check it out. So here your chapter is getting over. Most of things I have discussed. My suggestion is please read to the textbook of corrosion, full corrosion. Read once more so that you can get in detailed concept. Clear? Thank you.